You lead with heart, you lead with grace, even when you're not the face. Star radio, rap, Nigerian vibes and inspirational. You don't need a crown to shine, no big office, no dotted line. You lead with heart, you lead with grace, even when you're not the face. You're the calm inside the storm. You break the mold, redefine the norm. Your quiet strength, your steady hand builds the future, builds the land. You're an invisible leader, lighting the way, guiding with wisdom every day. With kindness, courage, and silent power, you lead from within. This is your hour. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. You listen deep, you give your best. You lift the weak, you pass the test. Integrity is how you move. Consistency is how you prove. You don't command, you inspire change, turning chaos into something arranged. With empathy, you shape the space. With quiet strength, you run the race. You're an invisible leader, lighting the way, guiding with wisdom every day. With kindness, courage, and silent power, you lead from within. This is your hour. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. From the market stalls to boardroom floors, in schools and homes, behind closed doors, Nigeria's sons and daughters rise. Invisible leaders, wise and wise. We are invisible leaders, strong and true, making a difference in all we do. We light the path, we break the mold, with stories untold, brave and bold. So don't wait to be called by name. Your quiet influence can light a flame. Be a leader near or far. Start right now, from where you are. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. From the market stalls to boardroom floors, in schools and homes, behind closed doors, integrity as sons and daughters rise. Invisible leaders, wise and wise. We are command, you are. We are command leaders, why you are. We are invisible leaders, strong and true, making a difference in all we do. We light the path, we break the mold, with stories untold, brave and bold. So don't wait to be called by name. Your quiet influence can light a flame. Be a leader near or far. Start right now, from where you are.
Wow, wow. I hope you enjoyed our music, The Invisible Leader. And let me tell you once again, this music is unique to us, unique to me, unique to this topic. And how did we get there? By the power of AI, by the use of artificial intelligence. Please DM me to teach you how to generate your songs, create music unique for you. Okay? You're welcome, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to today's special session. And good people, my name is Dr. Enobong Ekarika, and I'm absolutely thrilled, to have you here. Thank you for taking your time to join me, good people. And today we are diving into a very powerful topic. And what's the topic once again? The invisible leader. How to influence and inspire from any position. The invisible leader. How to influence and inspire from any position. Now, why this topic? Is because in today's world, good people, Leadership is no more about the position you held, the position you hold. It's about, you know, the impact you make. You don't have to wait for a title. You don't have to wait for a promotion. You don't have to wait for permission to start leading. And in the next few minutes, good people, I'll be sharing key insights, practical strategies and real world examples that will show you how you can influence and inspire right from where you are. And I can tell you, whether you're a team member, you're a supervisor, you're an entrepreneur, you're or someone that is finding your path, this session is for you, good people, because leadership lives inside you. Let's awaken it together, good people. Let me repeat myself. Leadership lives inside you. Let's awaken it together. So stay tuned, participate in the chat, and let's make this an engaging session. Are you ready? Let's jump right in. Please, I want to see your write up, your jotter. Okay, I have mine right here, and I have my biro, and I'm ready to learn. I can tell you for free that I'm the number one recipient of this session. I'm the number one recipient. As I'm teaching you, I'm teaching myself. You're welcome to today's session once again, the invisible leader. And before we proceed, let's remind ourselves of our mantra that we are truly uncommon, we are outstanding, we are super. Okay? That invisible, that leadership lives inside you. And we are going to awaken it together. So let's take this mantra together, good people, before we start.
Star red glow, rap Nigerian vibes and inspirational. You don't need a crown to shine. No big office, no dotted line. You lead with heart, you lead with grace, even when you're not the face. You're the calm inside the storm. You break the mold, redefine the norm. Your quiet strength, your steady hand builds the future, builds the land. You're an invisible leader, lighting the way, guiding with wisdom every day. With kindness, courage, and silent power, you lead from within. This is your hour. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are.
You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. You don't need a title, good people. So let's take this mantra together. The common sense mantra, the uncommon man mantra, and is an excerpt from a book titled Common Sense, written in 1776 by Thomas Paine. Are you ready? I want us to read this together, good people. Let's go. I do not choose to be a common man. It's my right to be uncommon. If I can, I seek opportunity, not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dulled by having the state look after me. I want to take the calculated risk, to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to barter incentive for a dole. I prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment to the stale calm of utopia. I will not trade freedom for beneficence, nor my dignity for a handout. I will never cower before any master, nor bend to any trait. It's my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to think and act for myself, to enjoy the benefits of my creations, and to face the world boldly and say, this with God's help I have done. Please, let's take this again. It's my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to think and act for myself, to enjoy the benefits of my creations, and to face the world boldly and say, this, with God's help, I have done. Let's celebrate ourselves. Let's celebrate ourselves as we get back to our topic for today.
You listen deep, you give your best. You lift the weak, you pass the test. Integrity is how you move. Consistency is how you prove. You don't command, you inspire change. Turning chaos into something arranged. With empathy, you shape the space. With quiet strength, you run the race. You're an invisible leader, lighting the way. Guiding with wisdom every day. With kindness, courage, and silent power, you lead from within. This is your hour, be the voice that lifts the team. The spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. From the market stalls to boardroom floors, in schools and homes, behind closed doors, Nigeria's sons and daughters rise. Invisible leaders, wise and wise. We are invisible leaders, strong and true, making a difference in all we do. We light the path, we break the mold, with stories untold, brave and bold. So don't wait to be called by name. Your quiet influence can light a flame. Be a leader near or far. Start right now, from where you are.
We are leaders near and far. Start right now from where you are. That's what we've gotten from our unique song, our outstanding song. So, once again, welcome to everyone joining me today. I'm Dr. Enobong Ekarika, and I'm thrilled to spend this time with you because today's topic is truly transformational, good people. We are talking about invisible leadership, something that's more about how your actions and, you know, and influence more than your position on the organizational chart. We are going to quickly look at what we are diving into today. Now, this is what today's session is all about, what it truly means to be an invisible leader. We'll talk about why you don't need a title to lead and make a big difference. We'll discuss key qualities and mindsets of people who lead quietly but powerfully. I love this. Key qualities and mindsets of people who lead quietly but powerfully. We'll also discuss practical steps that you can take to influence and inspire others today. And we'll look at common challenges that invisible leaders face and how to overcome them. Now, why does this matter so much today? It's because our world and especially our workplaces need more leaders at every level. Okay? And the whole idea that only the boss leads is outdated. Yes, it's totally outdated. And today, that ability to influence and inspire matters more than ever. And you don't need a title to have an impact. Yes, you don't need a title to have an impact. You just need the right approach. And that's what we'll be working on together today. And like we said, workplaces and communities need more leaders, not just more bosses. Okay? Organizations grow faster when leadership is spread across all levels, not just at the top. And influence and inspiration are now more important than control and authority. Yes, and every person has that power to create positive change, no matter the official role. Yes, everybody has the power to create positive change no matter the official role. And if you wait for a title to rule, or you're waiting for a title to lead, you're going to miss countless opportunities to make an impact. That's why we are taking today's topic on invisible leadership. Now, Tom Peters says a true leader doesn't create followers, they create more leaders. A true leader doesn't create followers, they create more leaders. This is a quote by Tom Peters. Now let's look at rethinking leadership. You can look at this. Leadership is not equal to titles or authority, but leadership is equal to influence plus impact. Okay? Being called manager, doctor, or CEO does not automatically make someone a true leader, good people, because titles give authority on paper, but they don't guarantee respect, they don't guarantee loyalty, they don't even guarantee real influence. And some people with big titles actually fail to inspire or motivate others. And I can tell you for free that true leadership is not about the position you hold, is about how you make people feel and what you actually help them to achieve. Yes. Now, let's think what leadership really is. Yes. A lot of people think it's about all these titles, but I can tell you again that having a title only gives you authority on paper. Yes, but it doesn't guarantee that they inspire or influence anyone. Okay, I can tell you that some of the most respected and trusted leaders don't have big titles. Yes, they don't. Yet these people create powerful change because of who they are and how they treat others. Okay, so now here's a new definition to remember. Leadership is not about titles or authority. Leadership is about influence and impact. And influence means people listen to you, trust you, and are willing to follow your ideas, and not because they have to, but because they want to. And impact means that you're making things better, that you're improving the people, you're improving the work, you're improving the environment around you. And that's why, even without a formal title, good people, you can still be a leader. Even without a formal title, I'm repeating myself, good people, you can still be a leader. When you help a teammate solve a problem, when you step up to encourage a group, when you suggest a better way forward, you are leading. Yes. So today, I want you to see yourself as a leader, not because of your position, but because of your potential to do what? To influence and to also do what? Make an impact. Okay? Because I can tell you, real leaders inspire trust, they take initiative, they lift others up no matter the official role. And you can lead quietly from any seat. I love that. Let me repeat myself. You can lead quietly from any seat by your actions, by your attitude, and by your example. I hope you're having value. An unknown said, leadership is not about being the loudest in the room, but about being the most impactful in the quietest way. I love this. Let's take it again together. Leadership is not about being the loudest person in the room, but about being the most impactful in the quietest way. That's a quote by an unknown. We should be able to be the most impactful even in the most quiet way. Now, let's look at why invisible leadership matters. We are going to look at why invisible leadership matters. Now, number one, the build trust. Why it matters is build trust naturally. Now, when people see you consistently doing the right thing, without seeking attention, I can tell you that trust will grow organically. You will become someone that others want to follow. You become someone that people trust, because on a good day, people always trust leaders who lead by example, not by command. That means you build trust naturally. Number two, you encourage others to step up. They encourage others to step up. Please hold on for a sec.
the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar, just start leading from where you are. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar, just start leading from where you are. From the market stalls to boardroom floors, in schools and homes, behind closed doors, integrity of sons and daughters rise, invisible leaders, wise and wise. We are command, you are. We are command leaders, why you are.
All right. The strengthen team culture. Yes, they encourage others to step up. What do you mean by that? When leadership isn't just for the people with titles, good people, everyone feels like they can contribute. Okay, everyone feels that they can take initiative, everyone feels they can lead from where they are. And when leadership is not about titles, everyone feels empowered to contribute. Number three, to strengthen team culture. Now, culture isn't about building boardrooms. How do I put it? Culture isn't built in boardrooms, good people. It's built by daily actions. And when invisible leaders shows kindness, responsibility, and hard work, what happens? Others mirror it. Others mirror it. And everyday action shape these values and and the spirit of the team over time. Then they also inspire without forcing. Inspire without forcing. Nobody likes to be pushed or ordered around, and true leadership, invites people to move with you, not against you. And invisible leaders always motivate, they motivate others through respect, not fear and not pressure. Number five, it sparks creativity and innovation. What do you mean by that? That when people aren't afraid of being judged, they bring out their best ideas. And this will always lead to more creativity and better solutions. And I can tell you that a safe environment encourages new ideas, because people feel heard. Let's get to the next slide. Number six, it creates ownership and responsibility. It creates ownership and responsibility. What do you mean by that? People who feel empowered naturally take ownership of their work. Okay, they feel responsible for the success of the team or organization. And I can tell you that team members feel like important part of the missing, important part of the mission, not just workers. That's why an invisible leader, one of the attributes is that they create ownership, they create responsibility. Now, they build long-term loyalty. People don't just stay because of a paycheck. Yes, they stay because they feel seen, they feel valued, and they feel inspired. I can tell you that invisible leaders create that emotional connection, and people stay longer and perform better when they feel respected and inspired. Yes, they do that. They stay longer and they perform better when they feel respected and when they feel inspired. Number eight, grows future leaders. Grows future leader. When you lead well, even without a title, you're unconsciously showing others how to lead too. Very true, very valid, very valid. You become a model for others to follow, and by showing good leadership at every level, what happens? You mentor others even without realizing it. Now, number nine says it helps to navigate change smoothly. In times of change, in times of uncertainty, what happens is that teams that trust each other because of invisible leaders always adapt, and they receive and they recover faster. Okay, but teams that are led by influence teams that are led by influence actually adapt faster because they trust each other. And the last but not the least point says to make a positive impact beyond the workplace. Making a positive impact. The way you lead quietly at work, I can tell you, carries into your family life, it carries into your friendship, it carries into your community, it becomes a part of who you are, not just what you do. And invisible leadership skills always spills into your other areas of your life, not just your work life. It spills into your families, your community, and the society at large. And let me remind you once again that an invisible leader is a quiet force because it's incredibly powerful. And today, every environment needs more people like you to step into that role. Yes, they do that. They do that. Now, let's get to the next slide. I love this quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. He says, "Your actions speak so loudly that I cannot hear what you're saying." This is perfectly true. Your actions speak so loudly that I cannot hear what you are saying. This is a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Now let's look at qualities of an invisible leader. What makes an invisible leader? Can you see these interesting qualities? Can we see these interesting qualities? Okay, we've discussed why invisible leaders matters. Now we are on qualities of an invisible leader. Now, now that we know why invisible leadership is important, let's look at the qualities that make someone a strong invisible leader. Number one, humility. Yes, humility. Now, I can tell you that invisible leaders don't crave attention. They don't crave attention. They care about making a difference than getting credit. Yes. The focus is on the work and the team, not personal glory. Number two, consistency. People trust those who are ready, who are steady, not people that are up today and down tomorrow. No, no, no. A consistent attitude brings what? Peace and stability to the team. And this shows steady behavior even during tough time. Consistency. Number three, empathy. Now, invisible leaders take their time to understand others, take their time to understand other people's feelings, other people's struggles. And they always lead with heart, not just with logic. Okay? They understand and care about about other people's feelings and challenges. Those are people with empathy. Then initiative. They don't wait for instructions all the time. They see a need and they step in to help, without being asked. They take action without waiting to be told what to do. Those are invisible leaders, and you can create this attribute. You can have it in you. Now, integrity. They make the right choices even when it's hard or even when nobody will notice. Integrity is that foundation of real leadership, yes, and is about doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Let's continue with more qualities of an invisible leader. More qualities of an invisible leader. Good listening skills. They don't dominate conversations. Yes. They listen carefully. They value the ideas. They value the voices of everyone around them. Okay. They pay attention because they value other people's ideas and they listen more than they speak. That's one great attribute of a great leader, of that invisible leader. They encourage others. Number seven, they lift others up, recognizing and celebrating their strength. They create this atmosphere of encouragement. They build others up, celebrating their strength and their successes. Adaptability. Number eight, things change. Yes, life happens, But an invisible leader is quick to do what? Adjust. Invisible leaders are quick to adjust when life happens. They don't panic, okay? They pivot. They just stay flexible and adjust quickly when things change. Then quiet confidence, yes. They don't need to boast. Good people, they don't need to boast. They have this calm belief in themselves that actually shines through their actions. Yes, it shines through their action. And they believe in their abilities even without being boastful. And then focus on service. Number 10. Invisible leaders are always looking for ways to save. Yes, they're always looking for ways to save, helping the team succeed, helping individuals grow, helping the mission move forward. And they always ask, how can I help? Instead of asking, what's in it for me? Yes. And if you recognize even a few qualities in yourself, guess what? Can you guess? Go ahead, guess. It means that you're already leading, yes. And that is even if you don't have a title yet. And I can tell you that if you keep developing this trait, what will happen? Your influence will not only grow, your influence will expand, your influence will get to bigger reach. Okay. We've discussed the qualities of an invisible leader's 10. Quickly look at the qualities while we proceed.
We are invisible leaders, strong and true, making a difference in all we do. We light the path, we break the mold, with stories untold, brave and bold. So don't wait to be called by name. Your quiet influence can light a flame. Be a leader near or far. Start right now, from where you are. Start where you
Be a leader near and far. Start right now from where you are.
rap Nigerian vibes and inspirational. You don't need a crown to shine. No big office, no dotted line. You lead with heart, you lead with grace, even when you're not the face. You're the calm inside the storm. You break the mold, redefine the norm. Your quiet strength, your steady hand builds the future, builds the land. You're an invisible leader, lighting the way, guiding with wisdom every day. With kindness, courage, and silent power, you lead from within. This is your hour. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. You'll start leading from where you are.
The most powerful leadership tool you have is your own personal example. The most powerful leadership tool you have is your own personal example. This is a quote by John Wooden, your own personal example. Now, let's look at how to develop these invisible leadership skills. Are you ready? This is the meat of the matter. How to develop these invisible leadership skills. Number one is what? Lead by example. Okay? If you want others to step up, show them how it's done. Yes, show them how it's done. Be the first to take action. Show responsibility and set the tone for the team. Why? Because people follow actions, not just words at all times. People follow actions. That means to be to become an invisible leader, you should be the first to do what? Take initiative, show the behavior you want to see in others. Number two, build strong relationships. Now, leadership is about people. So invest in relationships. Yes. Get to know your colleagues on a personal level. Show that you care. Show that you care. That's one of the attributes of an invisible leader. This will build trust, and which is very essential for effective leadership. And then connect with people on a personal level and show genuine interest in their lives and well-being. Another attribute is how is practice active listening, because listening is a critical skill. It's a very critical skill. You should be able to focus on truly understanding others instead of just waiting for your turn to speak. Yes. When people feel heard, what happens? They respect you more. Okay. And what now happens? You build stronger connections. So focus on understanding, not just responding. Make people feel heard and valued. Yes. Then number four, take responsibility. When things go, whether things goes well or not, always own your part. Always own your part. Accepting responsibility shows, maturity and integrity, and it does what? It builds trust with those around you. Yes, it builds trust. That means to become an invisible leader, you should own your mistakes and successes. Yes, own them. Don't blame others when things go wrong. Number five, be patient, because leadership takes time to grow. Be patient with yourself, be patient with others. Don't expect instant results, good people, but keep working towards improvement. And over time, what happens? Your influence will grow, it will expand, it will expand. Understand that leadership takes time to develop. That means you must stay focused on long term growth. You must stay focused on long term growth. Invisible leaders also focus on team success. You know, great leaders make sure that the team wins, not just the individual. They don't want to shine alone. Celebrate good group achievements, yes. And when you put that the team success first, what happens? You encourage others to do the same. That means to become an invisible leader, put the team's goals ahead of personal ambitions. Celebrate team wins, not just your own. Number seven, stay calm under pressure. Stay calm under pressure. Yes, when things get tough, it's your calmness that will guide the team. Yes, stay collected and positive. And I can tell you that your calm demeanor will help others, to feel more confident even during, challenging moments. That means, as an invisible leader, you must maintain composure when faced with challenges. You must help others to feel more at ease, during stressful moments. Number eight, be adaptable. Yes, change is inevitable, and leaders who adjust quickly to new situations and are flexible, they are flexible in their approach, help the teams to thrive, even in uncertainty. That means, as an invisible leader, you should be able to embrace change, you should be able to adjust to new situations quickly. Stay open minded and flexible in your approach. Then, number nine, empower others. One of the best ways to lead is by empowering others. Very true. Absolutely true. One of the best ways to lead is by empowering others. Encourage people to take on responsibilities and make decisions. Help them to grow into leaders in their own right. Very true. Encourage others to take charge, make decisions, and encourage them to discover their own leadership potentials. That's an attribute of an invisible leader. Number 10, continuously improve yourself. Continually improve yourself. The best leaders are lifelong learners. Yes, the best leaders are lifelong learners. That means you should keep improving by doing what? Seeking feedback, learning new skills, and reflecting on your experiences, because the more you grow, the more your leadership would flourish. And never stop learning, never stop growing. Seek feedback and work on areas, for improvement. And then let me say this once again. Invisible leadership is not about perfection. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency, showing up, improving, and making a difference. Yes. And this is even when no one is watching. Okay? You can start developing the skills today, and they will make a real difference in your career and in your life. Now let's get to the next slide. Okay, this was slide. The slide that says focus on team success. They stay calm under pressure. They are adaptable. they empower others, and they continuously improve themselves. These are other ways to develop invisible leadership skills. Now, an unknown said, the best leaders are those who lead by example, not by dictating or forcing others to follow. The best leaders are those who lead by example, not by dictating or forcing others to follow. That's a quote by an unknown. Now, let's look at how to influence without authority. How to influence without authority.
You listen deep, you give your best. You lift the weak, you pass the test. Integrity is how you move. Consistency is how you prove. You don't command, you inspire change. Turning chaos into something arranged. With empathy, you shape the space. With quiet strength, you run the race. You're an invisible leader, lighting the way. Guiding with wisdom every day. With kindness, courage, and silent power, you lead from within. This is your hour, be the voice that lifts the team. The spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. From the market stalls to boardroom floors, in schools and homes, behind closed doors, Nigeria's sons and daughters rise. Invisible leaders, wise and wise. We are invisible leaders.
All right. On this slide, we are going to dive into how to influence others even when you don't have an official title, even when you don't have an official authority. And whether you're a team member, you're an employee, or you're someone in a less formal leadership position, influence is much more important than formal authority. Very true. Now, these tips we are going to look at will help you to lead effectively, and not just effectively, but impactfully, without needing to control or needing to command. Number one, trust and credibility. Trust is the foundation of influence. Trust is the foundation of influence, and people will follow someone they trust. Very true. That is, even if they don't have a formal leadership title. And by delivering, that means by delivering on promises, by and acting with integrity, you'll be able to establish a reputation that actually that actually makes others want to follow you. And people are more likely to follow you if they trust you. That means you should always keep your word. You should always act with integrity. You should be transparent in your actions. Okay? Because when others trust your intentions, when they believe in your capacity, you don't need authority to influence them. Very true. You don't need authority to influence. Number two, lead by example. Leadership is not about telling others what to do, it's about showing them how to do it. Yes, whether you're in a position of authority or not, leading by example will naturally inspire others to do the same. Yes, and the best way to influence is by demonstrating the behavior that you want to see in others. Show dedication, show respect, show professionalism, and others will do what? Follow suit. You don't need to dictate their actions, good people, because if you're setting a standard, they will follow. Other attribute is active listening. Listening is one of the most powerful tools you can use, and it helps you to do what? Understand where others are coming from, and allows you to respond in a way that resonates with them. Okay? Because people are more likely to listen to you when they know you're truly hearing them. Get the point? People are more likely to listen to you when they know that you are truly hearing them. Because listening to others' concerns, to their needs, to their ideas will always allow you to understand their perspectives and build empathy. Okay? Now, problem solving. Instead of waiting for someone else to solve an issue, take initiative, good people. Offer solutions, not just problems. Because people navigate towards individuals who add value and solve challenges without needing to be in charge. Okay, rather than just identifying problems, offer solutions. Then empower others. Number 5, great leaders lift others up, and by empowering those around you, whether through mentoring, sharing resources, or offering advice, you build influence that can positively affect your team or community. And you can help others to grow by sharing knowledge, by mentoring, or by giving them opportunities to take on new challenges. And by investing in other people's success, you build influence and loyalty, which will now foster a collaborative environment. Now let's look at the next slide. Other ways to influence without authority are: communicate effectively, leverage your relationships, be consistent, offer value first, be patient and persistent. Let me just break down a little bit of this. By effective communication, influencing without authority requires excellent communication. Yes, very true. It requires excellent communication, and you can express your ideas clearly and listen to others. Okay, you'll be able to persuade them to see things your way even if you're not in charge. That means clear and effective communication is key to doing what? Gaining support. Then leveraging relationship, build genuine relationship with others, because when people like and trust you, they are more likely to do what? Follow your lead. When people like and trust you, they are more likely to do what? Follow your lead. Because networking is about building lasting connection, not just looking for favors. Then consistency. When you're consistent in your behavior and values, what happens? People know what to expect from you, because consistency helps to build reliability. Okay, and reliable individuals become influential figures. Okay, they become influential figures. Now, offering value. Value isn't about taking, it's about giving. And by offering value first, whether through knowledge, whether through support, whether through resources, what happens? You earn respect and loyalty from others here, and this will make them more likely to follow you. So instead of focusing on what you can get, focus on what you can give. Offer support, share resources, and help others to succeed. Patience and persistence. Influence is built over time. Good people, don't expect instant results, but stay consistent in your effort. Stay patient and stay persistent. And eventually, what will happen? Your influence will grow, because influence is a gradual process. You won't always see immediate results, but if you remain consistent in your effort, what will happen? People will begin to respect you and follow your lead. Now, the next slide. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. This is a quote by John C. Maxwell. A leader is someone who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. This is a quote by John C. Maxwell. Now let's look at the power of inspiration. Yeah. One of the attributes of an invisible leader is that they can create, inspire people. Okay? Now, inspiration, what happens here? Inspiration is one of the most powerful tools that a leader has at their disposal. Yes. And is that ability to do what? Energize, to motivate, and to transform people. And right now, we are going to explore the different ways that inspiration can shape the way people think, act, and achieve their goals. Now, inspiration sparks motivation. What do you mean by that? The first thing that inspiration does is spark motivation. And when you inspire others, what happens? You help them to believe they can achieve something great. Yes, you help them believe they can achieve something great. And think of inspiration as the fuel that powers actions, okay? And it's not enough to just tell people what to do, but you need to inspire them to want to do it. Because inspiration is a powerful force that can ignite motivation in others. Inspiration also creates a sense of purpose, because inspiration helps people to do what? Connect to something bigger than themselves. It gives their work meaning. And when people understand why they are doing something, they are more likely to stay committed and passionate about it. Okay? And being inspired helps people to connect to a larger purpose. Then it encourages growth and development. It encourages growth and development. It fosters positivity, okay? Because inspiration is contagious, yes, highly contagious. When you inspire someone, their energy and enthusiasm will surely spread to others. And a positive, motivated environment, when it's created, it benefits everyone. It benefits everyone. It builds confidence, because when you inspire others, you help them believe in themselves. You help them to believe in themselves. This increased self-confidence can do what? Lead to individuals taking on new challenges, making decisions that they previously wouldn't have. Okay, and realizing that they have the power to succeed. Then it also strengthens relationships, because when you're an inspiration to others, you build trust and respect, and people naturally navigate towards individuals who motivate them. Then it influences long-term change. It promotes teamwork and collaboration. It encourages resilience. What do you mean by that? How does it encourage resilience? Because life can be tough, but inspiration does what? It keeps people going. It reminds them, of their purpose, and shows them that they can overcome any challenge. Yes, they can overcome any challenge. Resilience comes from having a clear vision of what you want to achieve, even when things get tough. They always transform. Inspiration will make you transform obstacles into opportunities. Okay? Inspiration helps you to see the potential in every challenge. That instead of focusing on the problem, inspired people always look for ways to turn these obstacles into opportunities for growth and success. I believe we've had value. We are having value, good people. Now, an unknown said, leadership is not about being the center of attention. It's about being the center of influence. Leadership is not about being the center of attention, it's about being the center of influence. Now, let's really look at the mindset of an invisible leader. The mindset of an invisible leader. We'll quickly look at 10 of this mindset. Okay? Now, the mindset of a leader shapes how they interact with others. It shapes how they face challenges. It shapes how they inspire people to take action. And these mindsets are not about authority. They are not about authority, but about inner qualities that actually make these invisible leaders impactful and inspiring. Now, number one mindset is growth mindset. Invisible leaders believe in growth, they believe in development. They know that success is not about innate talent, but about persistence, it's about learning and dedication. And they always encourage others to adopt the same mindset, pushing themselves and their teams to keep improving. Number two, empathy and compassion. These leaders are not just concerned about results, but also about how people feel. Okay? They focus on solutions, not problems. Okay? Invisible leaders are solution focused. That means rather than complaining about problems or blaming others, they actively always look for ways to overcome obstacles. And this mindset have been able to help them to keep their teams moving forward even when things seem difficult. Now, servant leadership. Invisible leaders, what they do, they save the needs of their teams. They save the needs of their teams. They prioritize the well-being, the growth of others. They offer guidance, they offer encouragement, they offer resources. And by focusing on others, what happens? They lead with influence, they inspire those around them to give their best. Now, patience and persistence. These leaders understand that achieving greatness takes time and effort. Let's look at more mindset of an invisible leader. You can see this our young champion, you know, clear leadership showing on her face. This really amazing. This really amazing. That means adaptability and flexibility. One thing in life is that change is inevitable, okay? And invisible leaders, and they embrace change. They embrace it, whether it's adapting to a new situation, whether it's adjusting their plans to meet unexpected challenges. They stay flexible. Self-awareness. Invisible leaders knows themselves so well. They know themselves well. They understand their strengths, and they also understand areas for improvement, and they always will regularly seek feedback to grow. Visionary thinking. Invisible leaders see beyond immediate tasks and focus on the bigger picture. Humility. Invisible leaders don't need accolades. They don't need your attentions, okay? They are comfortable giving others the credit and allowing others to do what? Shine. Then integrity and trustworthiness. Integrity is actually the core of invisible leadership, because these leaders are honest and transparent, and people trust them because they act in alignment with their values and their principle. That means that this trust allows them to influence others without needing formal authority. Yes, they end up influencing others even without formal authority. Now let's look at the next slide. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. This is a quote by John C. Maxwell. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And this is another definition of an invisible leader. So, what are the practical steps for you to start today on this path of becoming an invisible leader? Practical steps to start henceforth. That means starting today. Practical steps you can start today. Now, we've discussed invisible leadership and its qualities. Now, let's talk about practical steps, that you can start today to become an invisible leader. These actions will help you to gain influence, to build trust, and to inspire those around you. That means you can start by setting the right example. Your actions speak louder than words. Show up with integrity, work hard, be a role model for others, and your behavior should inspire others to follow. Like we said, lead by example. The best way to influence people is by showing them the way. When you work hard, stay honest, and act with integrity, others will naturally follow. Yes, leadership starts with you. Listen actively, okay? Because listening is just as important as speaking. And by practicing active listening, you show others that you value their input and that you're willing to understand their perspective. Then offer support and encouragement. You can start that today. Start this today. Offering support, it encourages others to perform better. Acknowledge other people's achievement, give them constructive feedback, and show them that you care about their growth. Okay, make it a habit to support those around you. Encourage your team members or colleagues by acknowledging their efforts and by offering constructive feedback. Practice empathy. Practice empathy. Leaders who practice empathy can connect with their team on a deeper level. Okay, it helps you understand the challenges that others are facing, which fosters better collaboration, and it also fosters loyalty. Embrace challenges. Don't run away from challenges. Why? Don't avoid tough situations. Take challenges head on. Okay, and show others how to approach problems with confidence and a positive attitude. Seek feedback. Seek feedback, communicate clearly, stay consistent, help others to succeed, keep learning and growing. Keep learning and growing. These are steps you can take today. Excuse me. When we say keep learning and growing, it means that personal development is a lifelong journey. That means you should continue to learn from others, challenge yourself, and improve your skills. And this will show your team that growth is an ongoing process. And they'll be inspired to do what? To do the same. Good people, they'll be inspired. So never stop improving yourself. Now, let's quickly look at the next slide. Leadership is not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the most influential through your actions and support. Leadership is not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the most influential through your actions and support. This is a quote by an unknown. Now we are making progress. I need you to answer these questions in the chat box. What is invisible leadership and how is it different from traditional leadership? Next, can anyone be an invisible leader or does it require a specific role? Next, how do invisible leaders influence their teams without formal authority? And four, is invisible leadership effective in every type of organization or situation? Please drop your answers in the comment section while we take a short music break.
Strong and true, making a difference in all we do. We light the path, we break the mold, with stories untold, brave and bold. So don't wait to be called by name. Your quiet influence can light a flame. Be a leader near or far. Start right now, from where you are. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. From the market stalls to boardroom floors, in schools and homes, behind closed doors, integrity of sons and daughters rise. Invisible leaders, wise and wise. We are command, you are. We are command leaders, wise.
All right. I'm still waiting for your answers to these questions. I'm still waiting for your answers. And we are making progress in our session. Now, let's quickly look at common challenges and how to overcome them. Number one, lack of confidence. Lack of confidence. Lack of confidence is one challenge common that invisible leaders face. And the thing is that leadership comes with its own set of challenges And we are looking at these common challenges that invisible leaders may face and practical solutions to overcome them. Now, if you're not confident in your leadership abilities, what happens? Start. Start by setting small, manageable goals. And as you achieve them, what will happen? Your confidence will naturally grow. That means leadership is not about being perfect, it's about progress, yes. Start with small wins, set achievable goals, and celebrate progress because confidence grows with experience. So the more you lead, the more confident you become. Another challenge they may face is resistance to change. Change can be hard, but is essential for growth, good people. Because when facing resistance, take time to explain the benefits of change and involve others in the progress, okay? Because gradual transition can actually help to reduce fear. That means communicate the benefits of change, show others how it aligns with long-term goals and how it will improve the team's success. Okay, gradually the team will reduce resistance and they'll flow. They build trust. Okay, building trust is also a challenge because trust is earned over time. That means you should be consistent in your actions. You should keep your promises. You should act with integrity always because trust is the foundation of great leadership and it allows you to lead with influence. Now, managing expectations. Make sure you and your team are clear about expectations, okay? Regular check ins, open communications will actually help you to do what? Avoid misunderstandings. Be realistic about what's achievable and maintain that flexibility. Now, overcoming negative feedback. Negative feedback is what? Is that opportunity to do what? Improve. Instead of becoming defensive, listen attentively. Take note of areas to improve and then use the feedback to grow as a leader. Okay? Now let's get to the next slide. Still on common challenges and how to overcome them. Dealing with conflict. Dealing with conflict. Now, conflict is a natural part of any workplace because so what you do? Address it early and respectfully. Okay, open communications and problem solving skills can help you turn this conflict into learning opportunities. Then when you're feeling overwhelmed is another challenge because leading can feel overwhelming at times. So break tasks into smaller manageable steps, prioritize your workload and ask for help when needed. Don't hesitate to take breaks to recharge. Yes, don't please. Then lack of motivation is another challenge. When motivation dips, what happens? Remember your purpose and the bigger picture. Remember your purpose and the bigger picture. Set small, achievable milestones and celebrate your successes along the way to do what? Reignite your enthusiasm. Then, inconsistent performance is another challenge. Identify why performance is inconsistent, whether it's lack of clarity or lack of resources. Offer support, offer trainings, offer mentorship to help improve consistency. Then, another challenge here is feeling disconnected from the team. Stay connected with your team by engaging with them regularly. Show empathy, ask for feedback, and ensure that everyone feels heard and valued. Okay? Engage with your team regularly, hold meeting activities, check in on their progress, show that you care about their success because connection is key to fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. MK Gandhi says, a good leader leads the people. A good leader leads the people from above them. A great leader leads the people from within them. I love this. A good leader leads the people from above them, from the top. Okay, a good leader leads the people from the top. A great leader leads the people from within them. It makes them discover themselves and to come out mega. Now, what are the key takeaways from today's session? I believe we've really had value today. We really had value. Number one takeaway, leadership is about influence, not titles. Leadership is about influence, not titles. Number two, invisible leadership makes a big impact. Invisible leadership makes a big impact. Number three, takeaway is that leadership is available to everyone. Leadership is available to everyone. Our other key takeaways from today's session is leading by example is powerful. Developing leadership takes time. The best leaders empower others. Then be calm, be patient, and stay calm. Be patient and stay calm. Be patient and stay calm. You don't need to be the boss to lead, because leadership is about how you inspire others, how you influence them to take positive action, how you create positive change. And when we say stay calm, patient and stay calm, is that when challenges come, your calm and patience will do what? Guide the team. So stay grounded and others will follow. I hope we've had some great time together. The function of leadership is to produce more leaders, not more followers. That's a quote by Ralph Nader. Still more on the key takeaways. Leadership is about influence, not titles. Invisible leadership makes big impact. Leadership is available to everyone, and developing leadership takes time, and the best leaders always empower others. Be patient and calm. We just decide to repeat these takeaways so that it's kind of so a summary of what we've done so far. We are going to end with this quote. The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He's the one that gets people to do the greatest things. Ronald Reagan. Can we take it again together? The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He's the one that gets people to do the greatest things. Thank you, good people. We really had fun learning together. My name is Dr. Enobong Ekarika, and you can always reach me via my email, enobongekarika1@gmail.com. enobongekarika1@gmail.com. It's been an amazing learning experience. I believe you had value. Please put in the chat box the valuable lesson you got from today's session. Thank you.
Great soul rap, Nigerian vibes and inspirational. You don't need a crown to shine, no big office, no dotted line. You lead with heart, you lead with grace, even when you're not the face. You're the calm inside the storm. You break the mold, redefine the norm. Your quiet strength, your steady hand builds the future, builds the land. You're an invisible leader, lighting the way, guiding with wisdom every day. With kindness, courage, and silent power, you lead from within. This is your hour. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. You listen deep, you give your best. You lift the weak, you pass the test. Integrity is how you move. Consistency is how you prove. You don't command, you inspire change, turning chaos into something arranged. With empathy, you shape the space. With quiet strength, you run the race. You're an invisible leader, lighting the way, guiding with wisdom every day. With kindness, courage, and silent power, you lead from within. This is your hour. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. From the market stalls to boardroom floors, in schools and homes, behind closed doors, Nigeria's sons and daughters rise. Invisible leaders, wise and wise. We are invisible leaders, strong and true, making a difference in all we do. We light the path, we break the mold, with stories untold, brave and bold. So don't wait to be called by name. The fire beat, slow rap, Nigerian vibes and inspirational. You lit from within. This is your hour. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. You listen deep, you give your best. You lift the weak, you pass the test. Integrity is how you move. Consistency is how you prove. You don't command, you inspire change. Turning chaos into something arranged. With empathy, you shape the space. With quiet strength, you run the race. You're an invisible leader, strong and true. In schools and homes, behind closed doors, Nigeria's sons and daughters rise. Invisible leaders, wise and wise. We are market stalls to boardroom floors. In schools and homes, behind closed doors, Nigeria's sons and daughters rise. Invisible leaders, wise and wise. From the market stalls to boardroom floors, in schools and homes, behind closed doors, Nigeria's sons and daughters rise. Invisible. You don't need a crown to shine. No big office, no dotted line. You lead with heart, you lead with grace, even when you're not the face. You're the calm inside the storm. You break the mold, redefine the norm. Your quiet strength, your steady hand builds the future, builds the land. You're an invisible leader, lighting the way, guiding with wisdom every day. With kindness, courage, and silent power, you lead from within. This is your hour. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. You don't need a crown to shine. No big office, no dotted line. You lead with heart, you lead with grace, even when you're not the face. You're the calm inside the storm. You break the mold, redefine the norm. Your quiet strength, your steady hand builds the future, builds the land. You're an invisible leader, lighting the way, guiding with wisdom every day. With kindness, courage, and silent power, you lead from within. This is your hour. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. You listen deep, you give your best. You lift the weak, you pass the test. Integrity is how you move. Consistency is how you prove. You don't command, you inspire change. Turning chaos into something arranged. With empathy, you shape the space. With quiet strength, you run the race. You're an invisible leader, lighting the way, guiding with wisdom every day. With kindness, courage, and silent power, you lead from within. This is your hour. Be the voice that lifts the team, the spark that fuels a bigger dream. You don't need a title to raise the bar. Just start leading from where you are. From the market stalls to boardroom floors, in schools and homes, behind closed doors, Nigeria's sons and daughters rise. Invisible leaders, wise and wise. We are invisible leaders, strong and true, making a difference in all we do. You light the path, we break the mold, with stories untold, brave and bold. So don't wait to be called by name. Your quiet influence can light a flame. Be a leader near or far. Start right now from where you are.